I can make you
Quiet
rich!
now. Granny needs to concentrate.
Don't kill me. Granny Rag, stop! Stop what you're doing! Can we at least talk about it?
My knife's gotta be nice and sharp to cut into your skeleton, Slackjaw. Nice and sharp. bones of the great Leviathan, protect me! Oh, no, you don't. I'll kill you and cook you and eat your heart for breakfast.
Look around. There's a cameo of a young girl. It's her. Destroy it with the furnace. Says it.
All my little friends, come to me now. I control the clouds. They come and go at my command.
You find your way into such interesting places, Corvo. At the eye of the storm, raging between granny rags and this man who has lived his whole life with a cleaver in one hand and a bottle in the other. Crawling out of those flooded ruins, winding your way back to the pub where you last saw Emily. Where is she now? How does it feel now, knowing your allies betrayed you? Strange how there's always a little more innocence left to lose. And Dowd, the man who killed the Empress. You had him in the palm of your hand, and you let him walk away? You fascinate me.
You are like the riverman. They spread their nets wide and pull up all manner of things. The sweet, the deadly, poisonous, all together in one catch. Your usefulness is spent. They long for news of your death.
Please, sir, let me pass.
Sir, have you seen my husband?
I wouldn't come
His
no
name's Jake.
closer.
He had on
I
a
ain't
blue
been
shirt.
feeling too well.
Come the month of nets, we might be getting doctors from the other aisles. That must be a lie.
All these rats crawling all over everything. Heard it pass me by. All the others.
Callista tried to protect her, but they pulled the child from her arms. Oh, the curses she spat at them.
Please, no! Oh, it's you, Corvo. Thank the stars. We all thought you'd been killed. Except for Samuel. He seemed sure you'd survived. I saw him on the river shortly before the killing began. He was smart enough not to come ashore. But I'll bet he's still out there. Looking for you, is my guess. At first, Pendleton said it was time for our bonus. Havelock stood behind them, and at the signal, he shot them each in the back of the head. Just like the target drills he used to. Lydia barely had time to scream. I would be dead too. Except Wallace told me I wouldn't be getting anything. Pendleton kept apologizing, saying that no one could ever know about the things they'd done. Martin was drinking and seemed sad. The Admiral was about to shoot Callista. Then he mumbled something about owing her uncle, Captain Kurnow, a debt. They said it was time for Sokolov, and went off to his cage. I don't know what happened after that. Emily was there when the killing started. Poor child. I hope she hid her eyes. The Admiral said that Martin was right. I guess they talked about it. And they started to worry they'd get executed for all that they'd done, going after the Lord Regent and his allies. I suppose it's why they've poisoned you too. I thought Lydia would squeal on me at the end. She just told Havelock to screw himself. And died. Lydia's the only one who ever showed me any kindness. I don't think the Admiral actually knew I existed.
What a day, huh? Gonna be a great party. I was only a kid at the last coronation. We even make it to tonight. Look at this mess. Relax. One of the officers said he was dead. Poisoned, thrown in the river. If you ask me, he's long gone. Threw the mask in the river, left town.
That's what a rational person would do. Not this guy. You have to understand the criminal mind. I hear they had to hide the Caldwell girl from him the whole time they were working with him. I heard they locked him in a cage and only let him out at night.
The criminal mind, huh? So what's he doing now?
Waiting. He's probably watching us right now.
With that crazy mask on, he's creeping closer and closer. I know you're...
Threw the mask in the river, left.
That's what a rational person would do. Not this guy. You have to understand the criminal mind. I hear they had to hide the Caldwell girl from him the whole time they were working with him. I heard they locked him in a cage and only let him out at night.
Threw the mask in the river, left.
That's what a rational person would do. Not this guy. You have to understand the criminal mind. I hear they had to hide the Caldwell girl from him the whole time they were working with him.
I heard they locked him in a cage.
And only let him out at night.
The criminal mind, huh? So what's he doing now?
Wait. He's probably watching us right now. That crazy mask on. Creeping closer. closer, ever closer, until...
Cut it out. What's so impressive about Corvo anyway? Who'd you got up against? A couple of high overseers, a couple of noblemen? You could never stand up to men with our training.
Well, now I do hope he shows up. I want to see you run crying for cover of tall boys out back. See something?
Mask in the river, left out.
That's what a rational person would do. Not this guy. You have to understand the criminal mind. I hear they had to hide the Cauldron girl. The whole...
Do the mask in the river, left out.
That's what a rational person would do. Not this guy. You have to understand the criminal mind. I hear they had to hide the Cauldron girl from him. The whole time they were working with him. I heard they locked him in a cage and only let him out at night.
Criminal mind, huh? That's you now.
Attention Dunwall citizens. Hiram Burrows, formerly the Lord Regent, has confessed to heinous crimes against the people of Dunwall. He shall be confined to the Coldridge prison until the proper authorities decide his sentence.
Do the mask in the river, left out.
That's what a rational person would do. Not this guy. You have to understand the criminal mind. I hear they had to hide the Cauldron girl from him.
The whole time they were working with him.
I heard they locked him in a cage.
Update.
Our men are still trying to penetrate the workshop. Close them tight. We think Piero Joplin's inside. That crackpot natural philosopher.
There is evidence that Anton Sokolov was held here against his will for some time. We can't determine what happened to him. I'll bet my commission he's in that building with Piero Joplin. On the outside!
Do the mask in the river, left out.
That's what a rational person would do. Not this guy. You have to understand the criminal mind. I hear they had to hide the Cauldron girl.
The whole time they were working with him.
I heard they locked him in a cage. No one let him out at night.
Update.
The men are still trying to penetrate the
Attention
workshop.
Dunwall citizens.
Close them tight.
Hiram
We think Piero
Burrows,
Joplin's
formerly
inside.
the Lord Regent,
Crackpot
has confessed
natural
to heinous
philosopher.
crimes.
There is
against
evidence
the
that
people
Anton
of
Sokolov
Dunwall.
was held here
He shall
against
be
his will for
confined to
some
the
time.
Coldridge prison.
We can't determine what
until
happened
the
to him.
proper
I'll bet my
authorities
commission
decide
he's in
his
that
sentence.
building with Piero Joplin. If so, arrest him. But I don't want him harmed until I get to the bottom of all this. Careful. The place may be booby-trapped and I want him alive. What else?
Yes, sir. Servants were all executed shortly before we arrived. Looks like a naval cutlass and a small bore pistol. Looks like Corvo ran amok before he left.
Turn this building inside out. And it goes without saying. This area is secret.
Stilt walkers at all points.
And stay vigilant. Corvo's the most dangerous man in the Empire now, and he has nowhere else to go.
Never thought he'd bother us again. I guess he holds a grudge.
Huh? Get up, right now! If so, arrest him. But I don't want him harmed until I get to the bottom of all this. Careful, the place may be booby-trapped and I want him alive. What else?
Yes, sir. Servants were all executed shortly before we arrived. Looks like a naval cutlass and a small bore pistol.
refreshing to converse with someone on my...
I couldn't agree more. Your expulsion from the Academy was a crime against natural philosophy itself.
Which you might have pointed out at the time. But it's pointless to hold a grudge. I want to ask you...
About the elixir, yes. And I need to discuss your tonic. Why have you not tried the homeopathic solution?
And where am I to find the subjects? I can't recruit from prisons as you do. But it's forced me to work with another agent derived from...
The river crusts, yes. I'd guessed as much. But I think our approaches may reinforce each other. This is what we've been lacking thus far. Corvo, good to see that you still breathe. The city would not be the same if you were not with us. I've completed Piero's work on an arc pylon, but only just.
With this device, we can send a powerful electrical signal through the nervous system, merely rendering our enemies unconscious, or they can be reduced to ashes. I've attuned it so that we will be safe from the functions of the device. It will only trigger in the presence of our enemies. This arc pylon is more powerful than the older design. It will function at a greater range, striking down our foes while ignoring us. I need my final sequence, which is recorded in the blueprint for this device. Havelock was inspecting it before the killing started. Return the blueprint to me. It was in his bedroom before he left. Hopefully, it's still there. You may navigate the fields of battle with ease, but Sokolov and I are not as gifted in the same way. Without the arc pylon, it is only a matter of time before they put an end to us. We can get this device working, or you can go out and remove our enemies one by one, whichever you think is best.
Why is no one making rounds over here?
Huh? This better not be a joke. What?
Why is no one making rounds over here?
This better not be a joke.
Huh?
Well, I knew it was too good to be true. Seems that the conspiracy tried to use old Hero for their own gain and then discard him. But they have erred and delivered to me an ally almost as brilliant as myself. Old Sokolov and I will hold up here until we can blast the ruffians outside and make for the Academy. All we need is that final sequence, the blueprint. This thing promises to be extraordinary. Even I do not know its full potential.
What? Why is no one making rounds over here?
This better not be a joke.
Should we gather for whiskey and cigars tonight? Why is no one making
This
rounds?
better not be a joke.
Admiral Farley Havelock, humbly accept the mantle of Lord Regent of the State of Bristol and all of its possessions, notably the capital city of Dunwall. I fervently hope my tenure will be a short one, and that the rightful heir will take her place within a mere decade or so.
Someone's supposed to be on duty over there. I need more.
Well, I knew it was too good to be true. Seems conspiracy tried to use
What?
Why is no one making rounds over
Huh?
here?
This better not be a joke.
What? Why is no...
This better not be a joke.
Do what you want, but ask quickly. Astonishing! The arc pylon is complete. Now to activate it.
With this device, we can send a powerful electrical signal through the nervous system, merely rendering our enemies unconscious, or they can be reduced to ashes.
What is your opinion, Corvo? As you wish, Corvo. We will be far away before any of them regain their senses. All is ready, Corvo. All that remains is plugging in a whale oil tank to power it. Will you do the honors?
When this arc pylon is charged, no one will dare come near us.
Beyond my greatest expectations. It defies description. A device like this will ensure Dunwall's security for a century.
Well, Corvo, I hope we can be considered colleagues again. You were condemned, I was kidnapped. Men like us rise above such things.
We once discussed a system of signals across the river.
Corvo, I can't believe you're alive. They killed everyone, Corvo. They killed everyone to cover it all up. Then they took Emily with them and they left. I couldn't do anything to protect her. Please find her. Make her safe. All his talk of being an honorable military man, but Havelock will use Emily like a puppet to his own advantage. Something changed in the Admiral as soon as the Lord Regent died. It had been building up. Martin was acting strange, going quiet if any of us were near, whispering late into the night with Havelock and Pendleton while you were out doing the real work. I think they realized they were one step away from holding the same position the Lord Regent had, and worried they'd be held accountable for what they did here, as the Loyalists. They would have killed me too, but Havelock spared me. Out of respect for my uncle, I believe. Please, talk to Samuel and the others. Someone must know where they're going. Find Emily. She's suffered through so much and she's got no one else on her side except you. Samuel set this here in case you returned. You can use it to call him. He said he'd come quickly. Hopefully there's a place he can dock where the Watch won't see him. Now that you've eliminated the City Watch, I can find my way out of here. But there's no way I can help Emily the way you can. I saw Samuel on the river earlier. I'm sure he'll take you where you need to go. One last trip, I expect. I can't go with you. I'll be okay here. Just go.
I'd find you here.
Never pays to bet against you, does it? I saw the signal. I knew you'd be back, Corvo. I knew it. We'll need to get out of here soon. The Admiral controls the military now, Martin's High Overseer, and Pendleton's in favor with the aristocracy and Parliament. They need Emily, of course. But if Havelock senses that it's all about to fall down around him, who knows what he's liable to do? Good. Then it's one more trip across the river to where it meets the sea. That's where the Lord Regent was building his new lighthouse. Ought to be something to see. This is it, sir. I suspect Havelock Martin and Lord Pendleton landed there a while ago and went into the lighthouse. Knowing them, they're not giving up without a fight. I remember hearing the Admiral and Martin talking about this place as where they'd hold up if they had to. Anybody going in has to breach the fort, the gatehouse, and there's only one way to the top. All I can say is that it's been a pleasure serving with you. Maybe after all this is settled, we'll see each other again. Good luck, Corvo. If anyone deserves it, you do. Give my best to Emily. After she's on the throne, she won't have time for an old man like me. I knew you were sharp, Corvo. But somehow you managed to get through all this mess without losing sight of what really matters. For that, I respect you. The city's gonna pull itself up, I believe. Too many good people here to let it all turn to ashes. I'd best be going. battlefield's no place for an old sailor like me. That time is long past. Good luck, my friend.
They left in great haste, scattered like insects, eager to pour into the nest you made for them.
I wonder what she's like.
Just a kid, I guess.
Imagine being a kid. And then suddenly they tell you in a few years, you'll rule the Empire. What do you do?
Me? Settle a few scores, I guess. Then order some pastries from that shop on Clavering. Lots of them.
Huh? Down! Ring the alarm!
Gotta be here somewhere.
I'm gonna find you, whoever you are, and then I'll demonstrate. Here you are!
I guess that... She came in a few days ago, but she keeps to herself. Must be a shock.
I wonder what she's like. Just a kid, I guess. Imagine being suddenly they tell you in a few years, you'll rule the Empire.
Me? Settle a few scores, I guess. Then order some pastries from that shop on Clavering. Lots of them.
Guards, to me!
What now?
We know you're here. We'll find you.
Nice.
Help me look for him.
Somewhere. I know something's up. It's nice. Must have been nothing.
Skulking around.
What?
I don't need shit.
I hear you, Master.
Someone else.
This is it, sir. I suspect Havelock Martin and Lord Pendleton landed there a while ago and went into the lighthouse. Knowing them, they're not giving up without a fight. I remember hearing the Admiral and Martin talking about this place as where they'd hold up if they had to. Anybody going in has to breach the fort, the gatehouse, and there's only one way to the top. All I can say is that it's been a pleasure serving with you. Maybe after all this is settled, we'll see each other again. Good luck, Corvo. If anyone deserves it, you do. Give my best to Emily. After she's on the throne, she won't have time for an old man like me. I knew you were sharp, Corvo.
Someone there?
Outsider's eyes, I'm getting spooked. Yeah, it's nice.
Huh?
your own squad after what happened last night? Chances are very good.
Such a clever. The talent's wasted until the fate. This is all Morgan's fault. We hadn't helped Corvo get out of prison. Corvo hadn't been so damn good at his job. We hadn't gotten greedy, afraid. Always too sure that was my problem. Never hesitated. Too sure of what I wanted. Too sure of what I wanted to do when other men stopped to consider. Saw it as a weakness. I know Corvo's coming for me just like he came for the others. Crossing the island below like it was nothing. It's only a question of how and when. I'm lacking a counter-move. It's all fallen apart. All the steps that led us here made sense. When I was young, I went to sea, took command of a ship, then made aimless men into sailors, made a collection of boats into a navy, then founded a conspiracy and almost led an empire. No compromise, never showed mercy, never showed weakness. I showed the world what mattered, will and vision, and not being afraid of getting dirty. I'll lose it all to a man with a faster sword hand. Or is it that he has a slower sword hand? There's something wrong with the world. It'll make a good story for the history. I'll have a good epitaph. In his time, he commanded a noble lord, a high overseer, and an empress. The man who brought down a tyrant. Admiral Havelock, son of the High Ocean.
Until you learn how to behave. Corvo? Who's there? Corvo! I knew you'd come. Is it going to be okay now? Will I be Empress?
So ends the interregnum, and now Emily Caldwin I will take her mother's throne after a season of turmoil. You will stand at her side, Corvo, guiding her young mind and protecting her from those who seek to exploit her or cause her harm. You watched and listened when other men would have shouted in rage. You held back instead of striking. So it is, with the passing of the plague and Emily's ascension, comes a golden age, brought about by your hand. And decades hence, when your hair turns white and you pass from this world, Empress Emily, Emily the Wise, at the height of her power, will lay your body down within her mother's great tomb, because you are more to her than royal protector. Farewell, Corvo.
Long enough for all of the big and the small. Well, the taller they stand, well, the harder they fall. We live for today, but